Nice to speak to you, Stephen. So obviously, respectful. You were just talking about that with the other guys there. Maybe sometimes not all the time with Jermell, but very respectful between the two.
Yeah, it definitely was a more respectful Jermell, and I think it has something to do. It's hard to get, sort of spicy with Canelo. I mean, because what is there to criticize? You can't say he hasn't fought anybody. You can't criticize his resume. You can't really say anything about him. He's demonstrated skill. He's just demonstrated heart in the ring. He's fought everybody. So you have to, even for someone who's sort of as sometimes confrontational as Jermell is, you have to give him his respect, and that's, I think, what you saw today.
Canelo basically said, Showtime and PBC are the best in the biz. A little bit of a shot maybe at your old pal Eddie, who we just promoted him?
Well, I think in having discussions, I think objectively, when it comes to pay-per-view marketing and pay-per-view publicity, there's no one as experienced and there's no one as effective as we are. And I think we make the big events as big as they possibly can. So I think that's one element that brought him to us, is sort of he has experienced all of it. He's done pay-per-views with us. He's done pay-per-views with HBO. He's done DAZN. He came back here for this share of his career. And I think part of it is because he realized, at least domestically, we are the biggest pay-per-view platform there is.
You don't think Eddie can ever get there?
I'm not saying he can't. He's got a fair amount to learn. It's a different market than the UK. I think if he's open to learning and adjusting, then I'm sure his performance will improve. But at this point, I think we have a better understanding of the market, a better understanding of how to do a successful big-time pay-per-view in the US.
Finally, I wanted to ask as well. You've put on so many great shows. Do you think Showtime has taken over and PBC have taken over as the number one in boxing at the moment? And it's very much, everyone's admitted it themselves. It's been your year this year.
Yeah, I think without question this year, but I think if we look objectively at the last couple of years, maybe we didn't have the Tank versus Ryan or the Spence Crawford type fights. But the quality that we've had for the last 2 or 3 years speaks for itself, whether it's Canelo Plant or Charlo Castaño or bringing Zoo over here or developing Stephen Fulton. There's been a lot of high-quality fights over the last couple of years. We're probably getting more recognition this year because we've had the big mega fights, but I've been very proud of the quality, and I think we established ourselves as the market leader probably a couple of years ago.
Thank you very much for that. Oh, actually, one more.
Sure.
Back in Ireland, my country, you've got an interesting relationship with our guys back there. I want to know, what's the story? Paulie Malignaggi said that he came up and apologised to you about everything, Conor McGregor. Is that true? Could you tell us the story of Conor's apology to you?
Yeah, you know what? We did run into each other backstage at Tank versus Ryan. And he came up and said hello to me, or we literally almost ran into each other. And he was respectful, and I think I was respectful. I think he sensed that I wasn't really overly effusive with him. I wasn't enthusiastic, and he said, what are you, you're still upset about that? I said, well, I'm not upset. I just think it was a little much. And he said, well, look, I was just trying to sell. It's all about selling. You know how I am. Let's do it all again. If I offended you, I'm sorry, but, maybe we can do it all again. So, look.
You accepted?
Yeah, sure. Look, it was a long time ago. Everybody had a lot of fun, made a lot of money. I'm not going to hold a grudge over that. Look, it's time to move on, and who knows, maybe we'll be working together again at some point.